Social innovation is the development of any new theory or concept or any new idea that strengthens society and the environment. Design for social innovation is the application of the design methodology to that work.
Our intention in this program is to see a better world.
I'm Kyle Callahan.
And I'm Amir Jandali, and we're both social innovators that are really passionate about the environment.
I came from a liberal arts background, so I did not study design as an undergraduate.
I studied economics and international development.
My background is in nonprofit and graphic design.
Before I came to DSI, I was an environmental studies major.
I graduated in 2010 with a degree in international business.
People coming into this program, 24 of them, from all over the world, interested in a whole range of things.
We're really lucky to have such a diverse cohort. I think there's 12 countries or something like that represented.
When you get to learn from people who are already doing interesting work in their own professional practice.
The other things that distinguish the program are the diversity of faculty. They come from healthcare, they come from the foundation world, from big global NGOs.
There's a game design class, there's my class on designing community.
I teach the ethics and sustainability.
I teach Introduction to Thesis.
I teach the Disruptive Insights class.
A program about social innovation in a place like New York City is just such an extraordinary nexus and kind of hub of this type of work.
This program is very much about exploring and using design as a tool to figure out what is best and necessary and exciting to further humanity. We teach that it has to come from a place of interest, these things that people care about in their own communities.
I'm really interested in how the disabled get around New York City. My thesis project is giving them access to where their ride is so that they can have their independence back.
My thesis is about creating a peace toolkit in order to create peace culture in my country, since we have a lot of violence over there.
My thesis is about studying ordering behavior of doctors and how they order diagnostic tests with the aim of cutting down unnecessary diagnostic tests or being more cost conscious towards it.
We want to work with working class youth to create an intervention to give them the tools to know how to make informed decisions. Now we are focusing on voting.
I'm running on the website called claracapsule.com.
So it's really a beautiful project that gets to the heart of what it for him is kind of like living with minimal life and kind of questioning why you're buying things through this kind of genius little product.
The classes are very experiential. So from the beginning, students are learning theory. At the same time, they're putting them into practice with organizations outside or issues outside.
I am an alumni from the first cohort. My thesis project was called My Future Self, and it was a way to get kids to sort of think about their futures in a more concrete way. I've changed in how I approach my projects and how I approach teams, how I lead, and how we look at what the possibilities are. And now I'm going to be working with an education policy project in Washington, D.C., where we are rethinking education completely from the ground up.
I was part of the first class that came here. For my thesis project, I actually launched an initiative called Salvage Supper Club, where I was actually inviting real people to come dine inside of a dumpster and eat food that would have been thrown away.
What our students do is design human systems. Any company that understands the value of the relationships they create, both inside and outside of their company, is beginning to recognize the value that our students provide.
I work in the foresight and innovation team at a company called Arup, which is a global engineering and design consulting firm focused on the built environment. Another DSI graduate that I know of is working at Global Pulse, which is the UN's big data initiative. One is working at Dahlberg, which is a for-profit consulting firm focused on international development, and one of my classmates is now working as a designer there.
They can go into any field in the world because they're learning how to problem solve and push things further, and that's an insane ability to have.
Companies are spending a lot of money looking at the brain science of innovation and creativity and trying to figure out how they can get their employees to become more insightful, more creative, more out-of-the-box thinkers.
The thing that connects students, I would say, is their desire to change something in the world.
We create leaders who are working in government and business and social sector and in their own enterprises, and they are capable of leading change and also being responsible for the change that they create.